René Mech outdid himself when configuring Stage 8 of the AfricaEcoRace. Dunes as far as the eye can see, followed by sand-covered plains. And if that wasn't enough, the special stage continued with a long whoop section, concluding with a long navigation sector in the heart of the desert. Some, if not most, will be happy to find their tents after this long 425-kilometer timed sector between Elbschrak and Azuki. Before heading to the action, let's check in with the all-important CP course. While you can follow the AfricaEcoRace on TV or in the press, you can also follow the action in real time. Anthony Schlesser explains. You can follow the AfricaEcoRace live on our site. There's always information, standings in real time, as well as the positions. We also have tracking. Tracking is accessible by the live satellite image. And then there are the updates on social networks like Facebook, as well as Twitter. This lets families and fans and sponsors follow the competitors throughout the event and during the race. During the rest day, Jean-Louis Schlesser mentioned there are many still in contention for a podium spot in the car trek category, and today confirmed this notion. But we begin with the news that Thierry Magnali's race is over. Another mechanical problem forced the 1999 runner-up in the Dakar bike category to retire. Magnali came into the rally with outright victory in mind, but has had to call it a day. On the other hand, and very discreetly at that, Pascal Thomas, who decided to retire following his second place in 2016, could not resist the call of the desert. Today, he made the most of the problems of others to finish fourth. He moves up to second overall at 1 hour 34 to Vasiliev, but you never know in Rally Raid. Patrick Sergiol's hopes of glory were dashed after his woes in Morocco. Last night with co-driver François-Xavier Biguin, he drove 100 kilometers to Nouakchott to purchase a new power steering belt. On the road back to the bivouac, Sergio had an epiphany. We've been hampered with a power steering problem since the start. We came up with something and it worked. In fact, we installed a fan on the belt of the power steering pump and it held together for 400 Ks. And we're pleased because we did a special stage without stopping in spite of the dust. We started 24th this morning, and I think we finished third in the stage. And we're pleased with that. Sergio is third today, 40 seconds behind the imposing Kamaz of Andrei Karginov. The Russian finished second, an excellent result, and he hopes to do more of the same just until Lake Rose. It was a perfect day for the Russian and his team, and he has reason to be pleased as he moves up 2 positions to third overall. Another happy driver is Mathieu Serradori. The Frenchman scores his second stage win in 3 days. With co-driver Fabien Lequen, he's having an ideal second week. With their niggling problems behind them, they are using this as a learning experience. We set off this morning with great pace. We decided not to take the inflation system with us because yesterday we had a few problems with it. So we gambled on going through the dunes without deflating the tires and attack all day. Except when we didn't know if the Mini had passed. We wondered about this all through the special stage and there were no tracks. Just a few bike tracks and a small track from the recon vehicle. We were all alone out front. Fabien was perfect with navigation. We were never a meter off. He's done an amazing job so far. And here are today's results. Serradori takes the win ahead of Karginov and Sirijol. Vasiliev lost time stuck in the dunes and finished 11th. He now has a comfortable 1 hour 34-minute lead from Pascal Thomas. Karginov picks up 2 places in the overall. When it comes to immortalizing rally raiders in action on the Africa plains and dunes, no one has been doing it longer than veteran photographer Alain Rossignol. As for the Dakar and its legitimate successor, the AfricaRace, this is my 29th edition. Whether in the stage or in the bivouac, on the ground or in the air, searching for the quintessential image is Alain's mission. But it's not always easy. Sharing a helicopter with a cameraman is a bit of a shame. But we do have a completely different view, a view from the air, and we can follow the race over the entire distance and take more photos as well as different type of photos during the day in different settings with different atmospheres from sunrise to sunset. The helicopter is an essential tool for a rally raid photographer. And Alain's typical workday on the AfricaEcoRace is long, very long. We get up well before sunrise, and if you're a photographer in a car, you have to leave the bivouac at least 1 hour before the competitors start the stage. We drive at night, so you need to have some experience and know how to drive and navigate to go to the area where you decide to work, which requires experience with the terrain to know where you can take interesting photos. I photograph the rally as it passes, and then head to the bivouac. For example, yesterday I drove 1,000 kilometers. There was another 600 to drive after shooting. At night, I make my selection and then send them on to the customers. All of this makes for a very, very long day. Make sure you check out Alan's best work on the AfricaEcoRace website. There was a lot going on in the bike category, especially among the leaders. Paolo Cecchi has sadly dropped out of contention. Third overall this morning, the Italian broke his clutch before CP1. 61-year-old Martin Benko has been remarkable since the start of the rally. He's been among the top riders, and today he put in a strong ride to finish stage 8 in 4th place. Yesterday, we left Harat Gabari in tears in the desert, lying by his KTM. After working through the night, he was able to continue on, but the Moroccan is still very disappointed despite finishing 3rd on the day. It's really a shame. I'm really disappointed. I was waiting for Mauritania to make my move. Yesterday, I broke the gearbox at kilometer 80 when I was 2 minutes ahead of Ulvasader. But sadly, a mechanical gremlin can strike at any moment. I couldn't believe it. It wasn't possible. I'm still upset about it. There are always amazing anecdotes on the AfricaEcoRace, and the overall leader has his own tale to tell after running out of petrol.
So I waited there for Paul Andres, and then he came by after a few minutes. I don't know how. And I asked him if he can give me some fuel, and he gave me 1.5 liter, I think, 1 liter. I don't know exactly. And I'm really thankful. This is like the best thing you can do in a race. He just stopped there and gave me fuel. This is amazing. And I want to thank him very much.
Sella finished 2nd, conceding over 13 minutes to Ulvasader. Before Sella's problem, he was 10 minutes behind the 18-year-old in the stage. But the errors of youth paid off for the veteran, and anything could still happen in the bike category.
My bike is okay. I had little problem in the beginning in Morocco, but now is for many days now without trouble, so we will see.
And here is a look at how they finished today in the bike category, with Ulvasader ahead of Sella and Gabari. Stefano Poloni is 6th. In the general classification, Jev Sella's lead now stands at 36 minutes 24 seconds from Ulvasader, but in the dunes, that is not a ton of time. Martin Benko is 3rd at more than 5 hours. And the image of the day comes from Andrei Karganov, and no one is more surprised than event director Jean-Louis Schlesser himself.
T'as vu comment il a coupé lui? Chaud.
Tomorrow's Stage 9 will be all about the co-drivers with some very complicated navigation. Most of the stage will run through the dunes and the dreaded camel grass over 391 kilometers between Attar and Agjut. And as usual, we will leave you with the best images of the day. And make sure to join us tomorrow for more of the ongoing saga of the 2017 Africa Eco Race.